I never thought my own family would turn on me like that. Right there in the heart of Wyoming's wide-open plains. My name's Jack Harlan, and I've spent most of my 68 years building a quiet life out here in the American West. The sunsets over the Rockies paint everything in gold, but that evening at the ranch, all I felt was the sting of betrayal. For 8 long years, my daughter-in-law, Vanessa, had treated me like I was just some dusty old cowboy past his prime, leeching off their hard work. She had no clue that the sprawling ranch house they called home, the one with the wraparound porch and the view of the Tetons, was mine. All 1,200 acres of it, plus another dozen properties scattered across Jackson Hole and Cheyenne. The $2,500 they paid in rent each month, straight into my pocket. But Vanessa? She figured she was doing me a favor by letting me chip in for their groceries and bills. It started small. Those little digs that cut deeper than a barbed wire fence. Every Wednesday, I'd hop in my beat-up '05 Ford F-150, 230,000 miles and counting, and head to the Walmart in Casper. I'd load up on their fancy organic produce, grass-fed beef, and whatever else Vanessa texted to my son, Ethan. The tab? Around $150 a week. Easy. I'd drop the bags off at their place, the Harlan Ranch, and she'd barely glance up from her laptop. Just leave M on the counter. Jack, she'd say, like I was the hired help. No thanks. No nothing. Ethan was different when she wasn't hovering. He'd clap me on the back and say, Dad, you don't gotta do this, but I'd wave him off. Family's family, right? Out here in the West. You take care of your own, even if it means biting your tongue. The utilities were another story. Wyoming winters are brutal, and the heating bills for that big house ran $250 a month, plus electric, water from the well, and high-speed internet for Vanessa's remote marketing job. All in my name, all paid from my accounts. Vanessa never questioned it. She just assumed Ethan had it covered with his salary from the oil rig up north. One crisp fall afternoon, I overheard her on the phone with her gal pal, Sarah, while I was out fixing the barn door. Jack's basically Ethan's charity case, she laughed. He just hangs around that little cabin of his, writing checks for our stuff. It's kinda pathetic. I was right there, hammer in hand, but to her, I might as well have been a ghost. The nursing home talk kicked off about a month back. Vanessa cornered Ethan in the kitchen while I was patching a leak in the irrigation line outside. Your dad's getting on, Ethan, she said, loud enough for the wind to carry it to me. He needs proper care, not crashing in that shack like some hermit. Ethan's voice was low, hesitant. He's fine. He's contributing. Contributing? When's the last time he earned a real buck? He just sits there paying our bills like a personal accountant. She slapped down some glossy brochures on the counter, places like Sunset Valley Retirement in Cheyenne, or Golden Horizon Assisted Living, starting at $7,000 a month. These spots have activities. Folks his age. He'd be better off. That night, Ethan called me at my cabin, a modest one-bedroom on the edge of the property. $900 a month if I were charging myself. Dad, we gotta talk about those homes. Long pause. Vanessa thinks. I cut in. I heard what Vanessa thinks. He sighed. She's not wrong about the money. Dad, you're dumping your whole Social Security on us. That ain't gonna last. If only he knew. Ethan had no inkling that their lucky find of a ranch house 8 years ago was my doing. When they moved out here after college, fresh-faced and broke, Ethan had panicked. Dad, everything's sky-high $3, $500 a month for anything decent. 2 days later, he was over the moon. We scored this killer ranch. 3 bedrooms, stables, killer views, for just $2,500. The owner's some anonymous LLC helping young families. I just nodded and said, "Sounds perfect." What he didn't know, I'd bought the place outright for $450,000 cash. One of 13 properties I'd snapped up over 2 decades of smart ranching and real estate flips. Vanessa thought she was queen of some charitable spread. Truth was, she was living on my land, griping about me while I banked their rent. The irony burned hotter than a branding iron. Last week, she cranked it up at a family barbecue, technically on my property. She grilled up ribeyes I'd indirectly funded. And over dinner, she laid it out. "Jack, we need to chat about your future." My future? Ethan and I agree. It's time for a place with support. Ethan fidgeted.
Van. No.
Ethan, it's gotta be said. She locked eyes on me. "Jack, you're a nice guy, but you're basically just our bill payer. That's no life for anyone." I set my fork down. "Is that how you see me? Useless except for the checks." She shrugged. "What else is there?" That's when 8 years of silence snapped like a dry twig. That night, back in my cabin, I fired up my laptop, not for retirement homes, but to check Harlan Holdings LLC. 13 properties. Monthly income $42,000. Total value pushing $12 million. Vanessa wanted to warehouse a millionaire because she pegged me for broke. My phone buzzed. "Ethan."
Dad.
"Sorry about the barbecue." Vanessa's stressed about cash. What cash worry she got? "Well, you're blowing everything on us, Social Security. Savings." I nearly chuckled. He thought my $1,900 monthly check funded it all. No clue about the rental stream, the land sales, the investments from 40 years of wrangling cattle and flipping parcels. "Ethan, what if money ain't the problem?" "Dad, I've seen your statements. Those were my decoy account, kept plain to blend in. The real ones, with a Cheyenne wealth firm. Maybe we meet tomorrow, you."
Me.
Vanessa. Clear the air on those homes. On assumptions. Next morning, Vanessa was all business, armed with Medicare pamphlets and facility lists. "I called Golden Horizon," she announced at our coffee meetup in a Casper diner. "Spot opens soon, $7, $500 a month. But they do plans." Plans. Well, you can't swing that outright. But Ethan and I could kick in $600. You'd handle the rest with Social Security and whatever. Whatever. She meant handouts. "Vanessa," I said slow, "what makes you think I need help?" She blinked. "Jack, you're retired. Tiny cabin life. Walmart runs. That truck's older than dirt. Choices like that scream tight budget. All true. All on purpose. And so, you're scraping by on checks and scraps. Long-term care'd wipe you out without us." Ethan nodded along. My own boy buying the broke dad tale. What if that ain't the full picture? Vanessa sighed. "Jack, it's fine to need aid. No shame in not making it big. Not everyone's cut out for success. That word, limited. So, I'm financially limited." "Huh. I mean, look at this diner. You picked it 'cause it's cheap. Your cabin's a shoebox.
No vacations. No splurges."
Secure folks don't live like that." She was stacking her case like hay bales. "And honestly, it's weighing on us. Ethan feels bad watching you pour out your last dimes. A home might even cost less than what you spend on us. Quick math. Their groceries, utilities, insurance I'd covered quietly, probably $3,800 a month. You think I'm overextending for y'all? Everything?"
"Jack."
"Unsustainable." Ethan chimed in.
"Dad."
The ranch alone, you cover half our costs. That's gotta eat your whole check. If they only knew their bargain rent was 25% below market, and I was the owner getting lectured on finances. What if those costs don't pinch me? Vanessa laughed. Jack. Denial's no good. We've seen it for years. You act broke 'cause you are. And care costs real dough. How much? $40,000 a year for memory care. Post-Medicare.
Can you swing that?
I could buy the whole facility. But she pressed on. Best to get you set before you're flat broke. Then it's emergencies for us all. For who? Everyone. But mostly Ethan and me. We'd clean up the mess. Ethan winced.
Van.
How'd you phrase it? She snapped. We're worried about his security.
She turned to me.
Your security means facing facts, not faking resources. What if I got him? What resources? Your rusty truck? Walmart duds. Others. She laughed again. Jack. We've been in your world 8 years. If you had cash, it'd show. Would it?
Duh.
Rich folks don't scrape by. And how do I scrape? Like a proud pauper. Ethan shifted.
Van. No.
Ethan. Someone's gotta say it. Your pride's costing us all. Costing how? We've carried your load too long. Groceries, bills, insurance. Fascinating rewrite. Ethan's carried mine? Ethan looked puzzled. Not exactly. He pays 'cause you can't, she plowed on. That ends now. We got our future. I see. Hope so. 'Cause this feels one way. Like you ain't getting your spot. What spot? You're old. Broke. A drag. Take help graceful. Or we make tough calls. Ethan perked.
Fun.
We ain't discussed that. We are now. Voluntary's better than forced. Silence hit like a dust storm. Forced, if judgment's off. You think I'm unfit? Choices suggest it, dumping income on us. Ignoring your needs. If I disagree? Her facade cracked. We get pros involved. The threat lingered. I stood. I get it now. Good. So we can. You see me as broke. Burdensome. Needing removal. Not what I, exactly that. Forced placement. Legal stuff. She backtracked. If things worsen, like refusing a home. Refusing reality. What if your reality's off? She stood too. It ain't. You're broke.
Jack.
You live it 'cause you are. And broke can't bankroll families forever. Bankroll. You've propped us up 8 years. No more. Ethan spoke up.
Fun.
Dad, don't prop us. We pay bills. She whirled. With what? Your pay covers rent.
Cars.
Rests Jack's checks. Ain't true. Is groceries. Utilities. Emergencies. All him. We've lived off his retirement. Almost right. Just flipped. They'd lived off my rentals. Not Social Security. So, Ethan can't afford his home. He pays what he can, you gap it. What gap? She waved around. This ranch runs $3,500 monthly. You pay $2,500 rent, you cover the rest. How you know costs? I ain't dumb. Taxes. Upkeep. Insurance. And I pay extra? Math says so. So close. Yet backward. What if math's half right? But money flows wrong. Meaning, maybe continue this tomorrow with pro input. Pro? Someone to sort finances. Advisor.
Sorta.
I headed out. Jack, she called. This is right. You'll see. I paused. You're damn right. Tomorrow. It all clears. Driving my old Ford back. I knew the clarity would hit like a Wyoming blizzard. The showdown brewed like a summer storm over the plains. Vanessa had set another family meeting at the ranch, bringing ammo, research packets, brochures, even a timeline for my transition. Jack. I've crunched the numbers, she declared. Papers fanned out on the oak table I'd built myself years ago. You're shelling $3,800 monthly for us. Can't keep that up. Says who? Basic math. Social Security plus slim savings equals tightrope. You need care. Ethan sat between us, uneasy as a colt in a corral.
Dad.
Maybe hear her out. Out like what? Her slideshow. Like I was a ranch problem to fix. Vanessa flipped open her folder. Option 1, Golden Horizon. $7,000 monthly. Takes Medicare, plus out-of-pocket. If I can't cover, state aid. Medicaid's got programs. You want me on welfare. Want you cared for right. Option 2. Her tone edged sharper. Keep bleeding cash till you're tapped. Then emergency dump, crappy spots. High stress. For who? All of us.
Jack.
Especially Ethan and me. Mopping your financial wreck. Ethan winced.
Fun.
Not how I'd say it. How then? Concerned for Dad's future. She pivoted. Your future needs real choices now. Not bluffing bucks you ain't got. What if I do? What bucks? Your Ford? Thrift store threads. Hidden ones. She snorted. Jack. We've shadowed you 8 years. Money'd show. Would it? Obviously. Folks with it don't pinch pennies. And I do. Like a broke rancher too stubborn to fold. Ethan muttered.
Van. No.
Ethan.
Truth time.
Your pride's pricey for us. Pricey how? We've shouldered your costs too long. Food. Power. Coverage. History rewritten again.
Etan shoulders mine.
He looked baffled. Not quite. He foots 'em 'cause you can't, she barreled. Stops now. Our tomorrow matters. Got it.
Do you?
This chat's lopsided. Like you miss your fix. What fix?
Old.
Busted. Liability. Grab grace or force decisions. Ethan's head jerked.
Fun.
No talk of forcing. Talking now. Voluntary beats court-ordered. Quiet fell heavy as lead. Court-ordered. If decisions falter.
I'm loony.
Choices hint yes. Pouring pay on us. Skipping self-care. Disagree. Her mask shattered. Pros weigh in. Threat thick as sagebrush. I rose slow. Clear now. Good. Forward with. You peg me incompetent.
Popper.
Pest to boot. Not spot on.
Court.
Pros. Assessment. Backpedal. If decline. Like nixing home. Nixing facts. If facts wrong. She rose.
Ain't.
Broke.
Jack.
Live it cause are. Broke can't subsidize forever. Subsidize. Propped us 8 years.
Done. Eaton, Van.
That no subsidize. We bill pay. She spun.
How?
Paycheck hits rent. Trucks. Rest Jack's social. False. True eats. Utils. Insur. Crises. Him. Leached his retire. Close. Reversed, they leach my holdings. Ethan can't ranch afford? Pays possible you bridge. Bridge. She gestured. Place $3,500 run. $2,500 rent you fill. Know how.
Smart gal.
Taxes. Fixes. Policy. Iffy. Numbers scream. Near truth. Flipped flow. Math half right. Flow wrong. Huh. Tomorrow. Pro view. What view? Finance clear. Planner. Kinda. Stood leaving. Jack, after me. Right call.
C.
Door. Damn straight. Tomorrow clear. In 4 home. Clarity avalanche bound. Evening.
Rang Marcus read.
My shy an attorney and property whiz. Jack.
Ages warm.
Ranch is good.
Fine.
But Harlan Ranch issue.
Tone shift.
Tenants. Family. Need docs ready. Explained. Insults. Threats. Assumptions. Lease breach. Harassment clause. Ms. Rep.
Got it.
Meet mourn. Ranch.
Mười hung.
Peace settled like dusk. Mourn. Vanessa buzzed. Ethan subdued. Jack. Coffee.
Guavno.
Let's cut chase.
Dornook Marcus.
Briefcase sharp. Marcus Reed. Harlan Holdings Counsel. Vanessa blinked. Counsel. Here clarify finances. Ethan, Dad.
C.
Marcus spread papers. Harlan Ranch title, Jack Harlan owner. Vanessa laughed nervous. What? Owned since by 8 years back. Ethan pale. Our landlord. You? Yes.
Vanessa, impossible.
LLC.
Mean it.
Marcus. Rent $2,500 monthly to Jack. Vanessa whispered. All time. Your house. Yes. Ethan. Why hide? Test character. Treat poor kin. Vanessa. Bills. Marcus. Utilities. Groceries. Insurance Jack funded. $3,800 monthly. Ethan. Thought my job. Forwarded from mine. Vanessa. We lived off you. While calling worthless. She teared. Didn't know. Knew how treat man thought broke. Marcus. Questions. Vanessa. Planned how long? Not planned. Reacted to home push. Our push. Threats declare unfit. Institutionalize. Face ashen. Helped. Removed burden. Ethan. Now. Looked Vanessa. Ethan.
Now.
Respect lesson. Vanessa sobbed. But tears late. Yet. Humane stir. Maybe not full revenge. Wait, I said. Talk terms. Marcus paused. Jack. No eviction yet. Conditions. Vanessa. Anything. Apologize public. Party folk. Ethan nodded. Done. Second jobs. Cover full costs. No aid. Vanessa. Can. Counseling family. Respect build. They agreed.
Fail.
Then evict. Marcus. Legal? Wyoming lease flexible amend. Vanessa. Thank you. Not thanks earn. Left. Hope flickered. Revenge. Sweet. But redemption? Sweeter out west. Weeks rolled. Changes hit. Vanessa penned apology email to party guests. Misjudged Jack harshly. Sorry deep. Ethan shared work. They hustled. Vanessa freelanced extra. Ethan overtime rigs. Bills? There's now. Utilities switched names. Groceries self-bought. First month. Tight sold fancy truck.
Bought used.
Counseling Thursdays.
Casper therapist.
Opened wounds. My quiet life choice. Their entitlement. Thought humble meant poor. Vanessa admitted session. Wrong. Ethan. Let her lead. Failed stand. I shared. Built empire quiet, dad minor. Taught save. Bonds mended slow. Month 2. Dinner, ranch. They cooked. Jack, Vanessa tentative. Thanks chance. Proving. Yes, budget app. Saving start. Ethan. Respect earned. Dad. Nodded. Light lesson. Judge not surface. West. Man's worth inside. Not wallet. They smiled faint. Life shifted, me cabin still, but visits warm. Properties grew, but family? Priceless now. As the Wyoming winds shifted with the seasons,
So, did the air in our family.
I'd given Vanessa and Ethan a lifeline, no eviction, but with strings tighter than a lasso on a wild Mustang. They dove in headfirst, and I watched from my cabin perch, half expecting them to buckle. But credit where due, they stepped up. Vanessa picked up side gigs designing websites for local ranches, pulling in an extra $800 a month. Ethan logged longer hours on the rigs, coming home bone-tired, but with a fire in his eyes I hadn't seen since he was a kid, helping me mend fences. They switched the utilities to their names, no more free rides, and started meal prepping to cut grocery costs. That first bill shock hit them like a cattle stampede, $280 for heat alone in October's chill. "We get it now, Dad," Ethan said over coffee one morning. "How much you were carrying." The public apology was the real test. Vanessa drafted it carefully. "No fluff. At Ethan's work barbecue, I said hurtful things about Jack, calling him worthless and pushing for a nursing home. I was wrong, ignorant, and entitled. He's a strong, generous man who supported us more than we deserved. I'm deeply sorry to him and anyone who heard." She sent it to all 30 guests. CCANG me. Whispers rippled through Casper's tight-knit community, oil folks, ranchers, the Walmart crowd. A few called me Jack. That took guts from her.
Yeah, it did.
Ethan's boss even pulled him aside. "Family drama's tough, but owning it shows character. Keep your head up." Counseling was the glue. Our therapist,
Dr.
Ellis, a no-nonsense woman from Cheyenne, dug deep. "Jack, why the secrecy?" she'd ask. "Trust issues from your ex-wife's spendthrift ways?" Spot on. My late wife had burned through savings before passing, leaving me wary. And Vanessa, why assume poverty equals worthlessness? Grew up in a flashy California suburb, she admitted. Success meant big houses, new cars. Jack's simple life looked like failure. Ethan confessed. I went along to keep peace, but that made me complicit. Sessions turned raw, tears, shouts, silences, but we emerged stronger. One night,
Dr.
Ellis assigned gratitude journals.
Mina?
Entries on Ethan's loyalty, Vanessa's grit. Theirs included lines like, "Thankful for Jack's patience, gave us a second shot." Legal clarity was key. I wanted no gray areas. Marcus drew up an amended lease. Rent bumped to market $3,200. With clauses for mutual respect, no harassment.
No threats.
Wyoming law backed it, tenant rights strong. But owners can evict for breaches like verbal abuse if documented. We signed in his office. Notary present. "This is probation," I told them. "One slip, and you're out." Vanessa nodded solemnly. "We won't slip." To make it humane, I added a clause. After 6 months of compliance, rent could drop back if they proved financial independence. A carrot amid the sticks. Plot twists came naturally as life unfolded. One evening, while fixing the ranch's windmill, I still helped with maintenance. Old habits, Vanessa approached, hesitant. "Jack, I found something." She handed me an old photo from the attic, me as a young buck, standing proud next to my first property flip, a rundown cabin I'd turned into gold. "Ethan said you built all this from nothing. Started with 1 acre. Saved every penny from cattle drives." Her eyes softened. "I get why you lived simple. It's smart. Not poor." That moment, a bridge built. But drama lingered. Ethan's rig job hit a slump. Oil prices dipped. Hours cut. Their budget strained. I overheard them arguing through an open window. We can't ask Jack, Vanessa insisted. We prove ourselves. Ethan, maybe just advice? They didn't ask. Toughed it out. Vanessa sold handmade jewelry at the Jackson Hole Market, netting $400 extra. Pride swelled in me. When Ethan finally confided over beers on the porch,
Dad.
we're scraping, but it's ours. I clapped his shoulder. That's the West way. Earn your keep. Social ripples spread. Friends who'd heard the barbecue blow-up now saw the turnaround. Sarah, Vanessa's pal, visited. She's changed.
Jack.
Humbler. At a community potluck, Vanessa volunteered. Serving stew to elders. Ironic. Given her nursing home push. Whispers turned positive. The Harlans are mending. Even I softened, inviting them for holidays. Thanksgiving, turkey I shot. Sides they prepped.
No tensión.
Just laughs over old stories. Yet, the mystery element crept in. A letter arrived anonymously at my cabin. Watch your back. Someone's digging into your holdings. Paranoia? Or real? I told Marcus. He traced it to a nosy realtor in Cheyenne, jealous of my portfolio. Harmless, he said, but it reminded me, secrets of shadows. Shared with Ethan and Vanessa over dinner. Why tell us? She asked. Family now, transparency. They helped research, bonding us further. By month 4, changes shown. Their savings hit $5,000, emergency fund. No more living paycheck to paycheck. Vanessa enrolled in online finance courses, learning investments. Like you did. Ethan, we're planning a kid someday. Want to do it right. Light lesson emerged. Humility breeds strength. I reflected in my journal. Revenge could have destroyed. Redemption rebuilt. One crisp morning, as snow dusted the Tetons, Vanessa knocked. Jack. Coffee. We sat on the porch. I was blind, saw your cabin. Truck. Thought weakness. But it's wisdom. Took time to see. And the home thing? Scared of burdening us. But really, I burdened you. Tears welled. Forgive.
Paused.
Working on it. Actions speak. She hugged me first time. Felt right. Winter gripped Wyoming like a vice. But warmth grew in our patched-up family. The amended lease held firm, no breaches. Just steady progress. Vanessa and Ethan hit their stride. Budgets balanced. Debts dwindling. Vanessa's web design side hustle boomed, landing contracts with tourism outfits in Yellowstone country. Feels good earning, she told me during a session with Dr. Ellis. Ethan switched to a steadier job at a wind farm, green energy wave hitting the west, better pay. Less risk. Their ranch house? Spotless. Maintained without my nudges. We fixed the fence ourselves, Ethan boasted one weekend. Tools in hand. Legal ties tightened bonds. Marcus reviewed quarterly. Compliance perfect. Rent on time. Respect clause honored. Wyoming's tenant laws emphasize fair play. Evictions need cause. Like the original harassment. But with amends, no need. I added a humane twist. Profit-sharing seminar. Teach 'em fish, I figured. Gathered in the living room. I shared basics, land flips, rentals,
Compounding.
started with $5,000 from cattle sales, bought distressed acreage. Vanessa scribbled notes. No wonder you lived frugal, reinvested. Ethan, wish I'd asked sooner. Lesson light, wealth's quiet.
Not showy.
Drama resurfaced midwinter. Blizzard hit. Power out for days. They toughed it, no begging aid. But Vanessa slipped on ice. Sprained ankle. Hospital bill? $1,200 after insurance. Our savings covered, she said from the couch. I offered, let me. No, Jack. Our mess. Respect earned. Later, she confided. Before, I'd blame you.
Now?
Grateful for push. Mystery angle during outage. Old ranch records surfaced in the basement, deeds showing my empire's roots. You hid this well, Ethan marveled. Tested us. And you passed eventually. Social healing accelerated. At Ethan's wind farm holiday party, same crowd as the barbecue, Vanessa addressed the elephant. Last time, I was awful to Jack. I've learned. Apologized. He's family. Applause rippled. Forgiveness flowed like whiskey. Community embraced. Invites to barbecues. Help with chores. Sarah, she's genuine now. Even I mingled more. Sharing stories at the diner. Plot evolution. Vanessa discovered pregnancy. 3 months, she announced over dinner. Joy mixed caution. We'll manage, budgeted for it. I smiled. Grandpa duties? If you'll have us. Humane shift, offered trust fund setup. But education only. Earn the rest. They agreed. Counseling wrapped. Dr. Ellis. You've rebuilt. Light lesson. Assumptions shatter families. Communication mends. Spring thawed. Revelations deepened. Anonymous letter culprit? That realtor.
Pushing client.
Confronted legally. Cease and desist. Protected my legacy. I told them. They helped file. Team effort. By summer. Rent dropped per clause. They'd proved independence. Not charity earned, I said. Vanessa. Thanks for believing. Ethan. Dad. You're the rock. Family picnics. Hikes in the Rockies. My cabin?
Still home.
But doors open. Word count. 512 wait. That's short, expanding for detail. As spring blooms dotted the plains, our story's arc bent toward full redemption. The pregnancy news sparked practical changes. They baby-proofed the ranch. Budgeted for diapers and doctor visits. No more splurges, Vanessa said, showing spreadsheets. I admired her pivot from entitled to empowered. Ethan built a nursery. Woodworking skills from boyhood resurfacing. Like you taught me, Dad. We shared quiet evenings on the porch, watching stars blink at the sky, conversations flowing from finances to dreams. The mystery of the letter resolved cleanly. Marcus traced it to Hank Dawson, a shady realtor in Jackson Hole eyeing my properties for flips. Jealous of your portfolio, he explained over lunch. We filed a harassment claim under Wyoming statutes, simple affidavit. Small claims court. Vanessa researched precedents. Strong case. Ethan testified. Threatened our family. Judge ruled in favor. Restraining order.
Finis.
Team win, I toasted. It bonded us. Turning threat to triumph. Counseling's final sessions reflected growth.
Dr.
Ellis. Jack. You've released resentment. Their actions helped. Vanessa. I see worth beyond wealth now. Ethan. Respects daily choice. We graduated. Tools in hand for future storms. Community integration deepened. At the annual Casper Rodeo, we entered as a family, Vanessa cheered, belly showing. Locals nodded approval. Harlan's turned it around. Sarah hosted a baby shower. Gifts poured in. My role? Grandpa advisor. Sharing tales of raising Ethan amid ranch hardships. Humane ending built. No full revenge, but balanced justice. I updated my will properties to Ethan, but with stipulations for responsible management. Legacy, not handout. They appreciate it. We'll honor it. Summer barbecues at the ranch symbolized peace. As we grilled under the sun, Vanessa turned to me. Jack. That insult? My lowest. Your forgiveness? My lesson. We all learned. Judge less. Listen more. Ethan raised a glass. To family. Western strong. My reflections. Revenge tempts. But mercy endures. Out here, where land tests souls, we found our way. With the baby on the horizon, our remade family hummed like a well-oiled windmill. Vanessa's due date loomed in fall, prompting final tweaks. They attended prenatal classes in Cheyenne, budgeting gas and fees meticulously.
No shortcuts, Ethan insisted.
I offered stories of Ethan's birth, stormy night, no power.
Pure grit.
West builds resilience, I said. Vanessa listened, notebook in hand, planning a natural birth, like pioneers. Legal loose ends tied neatly. Marcus finalized the lease renewal, full market rate.
No discounts.
But with an addendum for family mediation if disputes arose. Wyoming's family law encouraged it, emphasizing reconciliation over courts. Prevents repeats, he noted. We signed over pie at the diner, toasting to fresh starts. The birth was the climax, dramatic as a Western showdown. Labor hit during a September squall, roads slick. Hospital 40 miles away. Ethan called. Dad. It's time, can you drive? I revved the Ford. Navigating floods. At the ER, Vanessa gripped my hand. Thanks for being here. Baby girl arrived wailing, named Clara, after my late wife. Holding her, tears blurred. She's perfect. Ethan. Couldn't have without you. Vanessa. Family complete. Post-birth. They thrived independently. Clara's cries filled the ranch. They handled nights.
No handouts.
Vanessa balanced maternity leave with gigs. Ethan advanced at the wind farm. I babysat occasionally, spoiling with stories, not cash. Mystery resolved fully. Hank Dawson apologized in court-ordered mediation. Envy got me, he admitted. We settled amicably, community service for him, peace for us. Social full circle. At Clara's christening. The barbecue crowd attended. Forgiveness sealed. From drama to darling, Sarah joked. Community potlucks included us. I shared real estate tips. Inspiring others. The light lesson crystallized. Surface judgments erode foundations. Empathy rebuilds stronger. In Reflections, I wrote, revenge could have scattered us like dust. Grace gathered us home. Years glimpses. Clara toddling pastures. Ethan teaching rides. Vanessa running a successful agency. My empire? Passed wisely. Ensuring legacy. Cabin life continued, but with weekly dinners, laughter echoing Tetons. In the end, out west, where horizons stretch endless, we found ours anew. Family isn't blood or bucks, it's choices. Daily renewed. As Clara grew, our narrative wrapped in humane glow. First steps on ranch grass. Giggles under sunsets. Vanessa's business flourished. Websites for ecotourism. Pulling 6 figures. Your influence, she credited. Ethan led wind projects. Promoting Green West. Sustainable. Like your investments. Annual reviews with Marcus became tradition. Leases solid. No issues. Model tenants, he quipped. Wyoming's emphasis on personal responsibility mirrored our path. Clara's first words. Gampa heartmelt. I taught her stars. Ranch lore. Worth more than gold, I told her parents. Final mystery echo. A grateful letter from Hank. Years later. Your mercy changed me. Started honest brokerage. Redemption rippled. Community role. I mentored young families on finances, preventing our pitfalls. Listen before labeling, my mantra. Ultimate lesson, in America's West. Vengeance fades, understanding endures. We proved it. One insulted elder, one humbled couple, one thriving clan. My closing thought, life's a long trail. Ride with grace.
Arrive Richard.